Yeah, g'day scrappers. Just thought I'd do a second instalment to the commercial e-waste pickups. It's Monday morning and hey, okay, we found our school. So here we go. I'm going to go and do this pickup. I think I've come at a good time. There's no kids running around in the playground. It's something you really got to be careful about when you're picking up from schools. Is if there's kids around in the playground, they're the number one priority, okay? The school doesn't care about you picking up e-waste. They care about their school and their kids. So it's the number one priority that you that even you want to show that you're considerate about schools, about the kids. Okay, the last thing you want to do is rush around and of the kids. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go in and start this pickup, and I'll get back to you a little bit later, perhaps. Okay. Well, I finished picking up from that place. Mostly printers. What else did I get? Just boxes of cables, some modems. Modems are always good for precious metal recovery. So it wasn't a bad pickup. I mean, it wasn't one that's going to change my life, but that was good enough. And now it's all about picking up. He's given me 2 more schools, and it's actually worked out awesome, because this school is about probably about 15 minutes drive away from me. But the school, the other 2 schools are even closer. In fact, I've got one tomorrow, and that's just around the corner from my place. I could literally walk there. So that's pretty awesome. It was a school that I actually really wanted to get, because being so close to home. And then another school which is what I call quite a strategic school. By getting this one, it's just gives me a good I'll cover the whole area now that in this particular area. I guess you can call it market share. Well, getting this next job, the next 2 schools from this one client, it's sort of given me the market share of all the schools in my area. Now that's kind of what I'm trying to sort of explain to you, is what you want to do. There's no point in starting with schools 50 miles away. Start with all the schools in your area, and it's only a matter of picking up a few of them until they start talking to each other, and then they say, oh, you need to get rid of your e-waste, we use this guy. And then it's taken me 2 years to get to get the amount of schools that I have. But I don't really have much to show you on this pickup, but but I'll show you after tomorrow the second pickup, and that'll give you a bit of probably give you a better idea on what's going down. Okay, well, I just picked up from a 3rd little school. This one was a bit of work, because I had a staircase. Had to go up and down the staircase about 10 times to bring stuff down. So I certainly earned my scrap today. But no, it's a good one. 3 schools. It wasn't bad. It was only small pickups at each school. It wasn't a lot. Usually they were about my minimum, around 10 items, which is my minimum to do a free pickup. So I've got it now, and I'm waiting on another 2 more schools to come in line. The one I just did now has got another one not too far away from here, and that's going to be a pretty good one actually. And then I've got another one from the first one. That's probably, I'm not really sure what that's going to be, but anyway, so yeah, as I was saying, schools are definitely worthwhile advertising to, trying to get onto the IT department and yeah, getting some business like that, because it's not just what you pick up on the day at schools. You know, if you provide a good service and you're free, you'll have those schools as clients for a long time. You know, they're pretty loyal. If you know, all they want is you know, if they make an appointment to be there at that particular time, usually when schools make an appointment, it's because they're concerned about the time the kids have recess. And so, you know, if they ask you to be there at a specific time and you're there and you do your job and you get out of there and no hassles, they'll keep calling you back. And there'll be times when they have a complete switch over of their IT, all their laptops and PCs and printers and monitors. They'll have a complete switch. So you can, you know, at some schools, you know, you can pick up hundreds of PCs in one go. I've probably mentioned laptops. I mean, I had 300 laptops in one go from one school, and yeah, it can be huge. And so, you know, it's all about trying to get those jobs. And like, look, there's schools everywhere. You know, I haven't even touched, you know, like a piss in the ocean really from what I'm doing. I service about probably about 15 schools, and that's nothing. There's thousands of schools everywhere, all over the world. You know, wherever you are, there are schools, and they use, you know, technology, and so it really pays to get them yeah. Anyway, well, I'm heading back now, and so I'll see you a little bit later when I get back to the workshop and I unload some of this stuff. As I said, it's the combination of 3 schools. It's not, they're only small loads this time, but you know, like one of the schools I've been to probably 6 times. All right, so you know, I don't expect, you know, you can't expect to get a huge load every time you go there. It's usually the second load when they get rid of most of their stuff, and then from then on it's just servicing them, and they're just happy to get rid of say a dozen items of e-waste. It might be like 6 or 7 PC towers, some monitors, some keyboards, a few communication boxes, those kind of things. Just because, you know, most schools don't have room to store a whole heap of stuff these days. You know, they're trying to utilize space wherever they can. So if you provide a regular pickup service for them whenever they want, you know, it keeps their levels down, and they don't have a whole heap of junk everywhere where they've got to deal with, you know. All right, well, that's me for today. Well, good morning, and I'll catch you soon. Okay guys, yeah, so I'm back with a bit of stuff from 2 schools. This one, the first school I did was a whole heap of printers, and I just got rid of them before I went out and done the other 2 schools. So one of these schools are new, but it's only a very small school, so there wasn't much. There was a few towers and a few bits and pieces, and the other school is one that I do normally. I've probably already done half a dozen times, so it's just a matter of, they just call me when they've got a reasonable little load. Probably only once a year, will I get a large load, and then it's just regular smaller pickups. But just to give you another example, on advertising commercially and or picking who you advertise to, you might just choose to start off with advertising at your local schools, some of your local businesses, and whatnot. But so yeah, all right. We'll just skim over quickly, and I'll just give you a little bit of an example from a school. Firstly, it's these now fluorescent lights. Now I don't recycle fluorescent lights, but as part of the service, I pick them up and I send them to a transfer station that has a proper recycler for these. So I just pass these on. It's more of a service to the client. So, but these ones, don't see these very often. They must be a new thing. They're fluoros, but they've got little LED lights, right? Hundreds of little LED lights. So they're pretty cool. I might check these out and see what they're all about. But yeah, so just gives you an example of the oddball stuff that I can pick up. If you get asked if you don't normally pick up fluorescent lights, just the globes on their own, you don't want to leave them behind, because if you're saying that you're picking up e-waste, you're recycling e-waste, then, well, lights are part of it. So even though you might not make any money out of it, part of the service has got to be that you pass them on. Very common, these little Dell monitors. I've picked up hundreds of these from schools. There are no real value anymore on the second-hand market, because no one wants these really small ones. So I just pass them, scrap them out, separate all the stuff, and send the mercury screens to the recycler. And what's this? Oh, a lot of these too. These Cisco aero nets. They're really common, and now from schools, a lot of schools are switching over from these. These are pretty useless these days. As good as they look, and as modern as they are, they're really useless. Even on the secondary market, no one wants to buy them. I've tried selling them in bulk lots. I've tried selling them singly for next to nothing. No one really wants them, so just scrap them out. There's actually a really good little circuit board. It's almost like a little motherboard in there. It's high end because it's a telecommunication, so you get a good quality board in these. So I still find, I still get a couple of these from schools that have been lying around, but I've picked up a lot of these over probably the last 12 months. This is just cable. Just your normal standard PC cable, power cable, right? Loads of them. Right, there's probably 50 of these. So, these might, be worth selling for a couple of bucks each if you can find someone. But again, I get so many of them. It gets to the point where I just cut the cords and recycle them as, sell them as copper. At least they get recycled. So yeah, not much there. We're in spring now, September, and so the weather's sort of starting to warm up a bit, so it's pretty cool. Okay, so what else interesting? So a lot of these Acer PCs,
As you can see, some of them have been opened up. The technicians have mucked around with them, probably, yeah, and I also get a lot of hard drives. It's important, for me anyway, when you pick them up from businesses and stuff, is to completely recycle these down to the raw materials. That way you can sort of guarantee that the data is going to be destroyed. So yeah, just for protection of the client, you know. So this one's a 320 gigabyte little hard drive, but as you can see, there's a big X on it. It's obviously already faulty, so not worth trying to do anything with them. But yeah, get a lot of these Acer, the S460s. Nice. Yeah, and these Dells, they're also another common thing in schools in Australia anyway. These were running Windows Vista. And yeah, they're all being tossed out, but they're all right. As I said, over the last couple of years, I've gotten hundreds of these Dells, and they're fine. You know, good for scrap. Good motherboards. They come with pretty much everything. What else? These things look interesting. It's another thing that they're sort of getting rid of. I think these might be part of these aero nets. They got. I noticed the school that I picked these up already have a new system, and he was just telling me that the new system is going too. They're getting another new system. They only last about 18 months, and they don't really work anymore. So these I might look up to see if they're of any use to anyone. I like the fact they've got these 6 antennas. They look pretty mean. It's obviously like a base sort of transmitting station. Yeah, Cisco, but no doubt they're going to have, you know, a really good circuit board inside. So if I can't pass these on or do anything with them, they're going to be good to scrap, that's for sure. Another one. I might just put these over here for now. Yeah, you know, still get your odd junk thing like a heaters and scrappy keyboards. What's this? Little modems. You know, so it all adds up. More of those power supply. You know, those uninterrupted power supplies from schools. They usually got the little ones. They're about about a foot long. They're not really big. Yeah, let me just sort of get around the side there. Okay, so yeah, so just to give you a picture, printers, the technicians, they also replace screens in some of their laptops, and so this one's got a cracked LCD, so they tend to, the IT technician will repair the laptops if they can, but then they'll give me these broken laptops, screens, and obviously you've got the finger strip board along the top here, so I remove that. Got some gold recovery in that, and then the rest of the screen I send to the proper recycler to recycle the mercury and stuff inside. Yeah, these dull optiplexes, very common PC at schools in Australia at the moment. So if you're picking up, it's mostly the dull optiplex and these Acer Veritons that a lot of schools in Australia will have. They're either Windows Vista or Windows XP. Printers, they always give printers. What's this? It's just more of these Cisco things. Some cable. These used to sell okay. They're part of these Cisco Aero things. They're a power injector. They used to sell pretty good. but not so much anymore, probably because everyone's got them. But they got a good board in there. You know, it's only a small board, but you got some good gold recovery in that. More PCs. So yeah, it really does vary what you score. But yeah, I'm just trying to sort of give you an example of what you can score at a school. So, you know, uninterrupted power supply units, you know, it says faulty, right? Basically they mostly got a just a lead acid battery in there. So you just sell them with your lead acid batteries, just like car batteries. Some more old keyboards. What's this? Have a look at that. Sometimes you get some odd stuff. This might just be cable. Yeah, just a stash of cable. It's all right. More PCs. So I've got 1, 2, 3. I've probably got about 12 computers, towers. So it's not too bad. Just a speaker. So yeah, so there's 2, 3. Here's just a toast and grill. D-Link. These are always good. The D-Link, the Ethernet, you know, the firewalls or whatever they are. They're always got a really, you know, high-end board in there. So yeah, as I say, it's not my biggest school pickup. One of these schools I've picked up from a lot. Another one of these Cisco being programmed. So yeah, they're quite heavy. So it's mostly cast aluminium, and be interesting to see what this one looks sort of a bit busted. Yeah, so at least I'll get to scrap this one out and have a quick look what's inside before I just a printer. That printer actually works. Some more Acer PCs. This is some kind of weird projector, and sort of kind of like spins like a disco thing. Can't see any brand name. Yeah, it's strange looking gadget. Yeah, so more towers. These ones are Acer. They got Vista. Yeah. So yeah, as you can see, it's you know, it's not bad from 2 little local schools. And so what I'm trying to say is, you know, if you're looking for e-waste, for, you know, for scrap, for precious metal recovery, and you've got some spare time, I thoroughly recommend you advertise to schools. They can be a huge source of scrap e-waste. There's a Altos G330. It's just an Acer. It's got this one's actually a server. So, you know, so you get nice servers. No, it doesn't look like there's any hard drives in there. Yeah, no hard drives, but that's okay. Nice server. Have a quick look inside, shall we? Okay, so yeah, you know, get the picture. Most of the drives, there's one DVD in there. Doesn't look like there's a server. There's a hard drive. You got this massive thing on the top of the heatsink, some RAM, another little board there. So yeah, you know, obviously just some kind of server for school use. Yeah, so that's all I really wanted to show you. Servers, yeah, more UPSs, monitors, more cables, you know, you get a lot of, you know, oddball things like this box. Okay, it's like just a little switch box, obviously the old style stuff, you know, it's all got something in them, you know. So yeah, I'm just gonna take out the rest of these, and so that's picking up e-waste from schools, local schools. These are very small primary schools, probably only got about well, one of them only had about 50 students. It was a special school. Other one was pretty big, but like I said, I've been there so many times, they just give me a standard sort of like a load these days until they actually do a big changeover, which they're going to be doing soon. But yeah, some of these schools can start off as picking up hundreds of PC towers. You know, these Acer towers, you know, yeah, you can get a whole lot of them. Same as the monitors, usually get one monitor for every tower. I've got some more printers than I'd normally get. It's mostly towers and monitors and keyboards. Alright, so just if you're interested in you know, a part-time job picking up e-waste, I recommend advertising to your local schools for a start. Okay, I'll keep scrapping, guys. Have fun.